So here we are again with a little tutorial, and this is MailTimer.io is a current deal on Appsumo. It counts down and you can use it for dynamic links. But first thing first, the first thing that I have want to mention is when you can choose here what you want. You have the standards, run when the email is opened, run when the email is sent, and the dynamic data. Well, I want to show you run when the email is opened, how it works with fluentCRM. So you have to publish it, and then you get yourself a little bit of code. And this is what you have to embed into your email, and then you have to change subscriber ID. But when we're using fluentCRM, then you're going to the macros. As you can see here are all the macros, and what you have to do is use the contact ID. So this one, the contact ID or the user ID. And then what you have to do is go to the codes, and then you have to embed in here the contact ID. When you're not doing that, then the problem will be appear that when you sending the timer, then it will be counting down for every user on the same time. So when they open the email, then the countdowns will be equal, as you can see here. So this is the emails that I've sent without changing the tokens, and with this one I've changed the token, and you can see that there is a different counter. As you can see here, it's 11 minutes because I've published that later. So yeah, this is a little thing that you have to keep in mind with the timer. You can also see the knowledge base, and if you want to have another timer, so let's name this timer 1, and you want to create a timer, then of course you can use the standard and the end date. So when it will end, it speaks for itself. It's super easy. Change the templates, choose the templates, and don't forget to put in the right time stamp of the time zone. Sorry. You can disable the days, the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. I'm not gonna show you that because you're smart enough to know it by yourself. The dynamic links. Let's see. When you toggle on the dynamic links, then you can say when they click on the timer, then they will be redirects by to this website. And then here you have, of course, you have a coupon code or something like that. And when the time has expired, then there will be redirects to another page on another website or whatever you want. Let's change this. So this is the dynamic link, and then when they click on the timer, then there will be redirects, and after the time has passed, then there will be redirect to that particular website. Don't forget, when you want to use an image, that you have to use the right dimensions and the font size or the file size. It can be too big because otherwise this animated GIF, this is an animated GIF, won't work. And don't use an animated GIF on an animated GIF because then you also get some problems. And then when you are here, then you of course you can choose the backgrounds, and this is the dimensions that you have to keep in mind. The colors, it's not so interesting for this tutorial. And then you can use it run when the email is sent, and when you're choosing that one, then you can see that when you save and publish it, that you can set an end date. So here you can see the end date, so the time that it ends. So the timer will be running and it will stop on this particular time, and this is the time, the way you have to embed the time zone. But what it will do, it will run the timer from the start off. So keep that in mind. It won't stop. It just on this particular time, then it will be reset, and it will count down again. So then it will be 11 hours of 12 hours again in this case, because I've set it in 12 hours, as you can see here. And then you have the dynamic end date, and then you can see that you have another code, and you can see it in here. That is when the timer will end. So then you can embed it in here as well. This is the end date. So then it will stop and it will run once again. So don't get confused, because when you use the standards, then you can see the end time, and then you can choose when the whole thing will stop. So then the whole mail timer will stop, and it won't run. Okay, and that is it for this tutorial. It was once again very simple but very useful, so keep that in mind, that you're using Influence around the contact ID, and grab it from the dynamic links. And when you have other forms, then of course you can use also the dynamic tokens, or the macros. Sorry, there are macros, and you can paste it in there. So when you want to have a specific user, then you can use the ID from that particular user, and you can embed it in here. Okay, that was it. And of course I'm gonna delete this time mail timer that I've made and I showed you here, because of the safety.